scoffing at Sarah, who steps back with fear. "And this is mine." Cobra and fish stare at each other for a long moment. 116. Exterior. Just outside a village gone to ruins in Eastern Europe. Day. A few weeks later. The Pizza Life World caravan is on the road. From far away, a group of people can be barely seen, sneaking their way between the trees. The rattle of gunfire is echoing in the distance. Close up. It's the group of children, a reporter and a cameraman walking behind a platoon of United Nations soldiers, along a path in the woods. When the young commander stops, the United Nations symbol can be seen clearly on his uniform. The commander, speaking with a European accent, "We're stopping here." From the higher slopes, a little village can be seen and smoke still coming out from houses ripped apart by bombing. A reporter, 8. "Why?" The commander, obviously embarrassed. "Those were the orders." The reporter, 8. Pointing to the village in the distance. "It's there that you're needed." The commander, irritated. "Do you want to go back to the city?" 117. Exterior. The village in ruins. Day. Cameraman point of view. The group enters into the village. No sign of life comes from the few farmhouses, ripped apart, in ruins. Now and then, in the distance, some mortar fire can be heard. And not a single bird in the sky. The reporter, 8. The Pizza Life team has now arrived. General Vladek's troops have just left, leaving the village in ruins. Sudden mortar fire in the distance makes them shudder. They huddle under a wall, shocked by their encounter with the horrors of war. Only Mendy keeps his typical mischievous look. 118. Exterior. Near a barn. A little later. Cameraman point of view. Near an apparently deserted barn, faint groans are coming from inside. 119. Interior. Inside the barn. Cameraman point of view. From the entrance, the extent of the massacre can be seen. Children and adolescents are lying dead on the floor, amid pools of blood. Then, a split-second image of a woman, and her little daughter, crying, almost completely naked. The woman reporter runs to the children to prevent them from seeing this horror. The overwhelmed cameraman chooses to keep his camera directed on the children, heads down, huddling in a circle. The woman, off. "They have killed all the men, and all the boys to wipe our people off the face of the earth." 120. Exterior. African savanna. Day and night. The woman point of view. The woman is in a state of shock, her own moaning is slowly fading out while roaring is becoming more and more perceptible. In her delirium, as a mirror image to her own tragedy, she sees, in the darkness of her soul, two solitary lions threatening to take over a pride of two lionesses with two cubs protected by one single male. In the barn, the woman and her daughter start sniffing the air. The besieged male keeps his ground, wanting to protect his pride. But his roaring doesn't seem to intimidate the intruders. A fight is inevitable. At nightfall, the yellow-maned beasts charge in the dust, gathering speed, and lock in deadly combat. The outcome is as quick as predictable. Seriously wounded, the ousted male abandons territory and pride to the victors and hides away to die. The two women's groans grow louder. Then, victors turn to their spoils. After some weak, useless resistance, the lionesses abandon the cubs to their tragic fate. The two women's groans grow louder still. The two lions go for the slaughter, and commit their evil deed, and tear the cubs to pieces under the powerless gaze of the lionesses. The two women are now yelling with grief. Then, the females run, chased by the two lions and, their resistance over, they are repeatedly covered by the very murderers who killed their offspring. The woman. "They raped me, and my daughter as well, to sully our blood forever." 121. Interior. Inside the barn. While the two lions cover the lionesses, the woman and her daughter are holding each other and sobbing desperately. The woman. What will happen to the children we may bear from their seed? Can the offspring of our enemies be brought up in our midst? Will they be theirs or ours? 122. Interior. In a hotel. Night. The children, Eva and Mike, are in the reception, silently watching TV. A 50-year-old man, their interpreter, is sitting with them. An anchor woman with a nice makeup, a beauty with no soul, is presenting the news. A Serbian anchor woman. Today, apart from some sporadic outbreaks of gunfire in the mountain, there was almost no fighting anywhere. This has been confirmed by Pizza Life team members, who have expressed their faith in the democratic future of this nation. As a proof, the anchor woman shows a group photo of the Pizza Life children smiling. Sarah. Gasping. What is she saying? The interpreter. That everything is going well in the region, and you're satisfied with it. Then, Sarah speaks angrily to Mike. Sarah. I want you to call the reporter and the cameraman who were with us and ask them why did they lie. Mike. Mumbling. Yeah. Sure. All right. The children look at each other. Mike. On the telephone. What do you say? You gave the original tape to your boss, and the rest is none of your business. Sarah. Almost talking to herself. They won't get away with it. 123. Interior. Inside a plane. Day. The whole Pizza Life group is aboard a plane. Mike is reading the front page headlines of a newspaper. U.S. President decides immediate military intervention to end massacres in Bosnia. Mike. To Eva and discreetly pointing to Sarah. Could it be she? Then, the flight attendant's voice. The flight attendant. We are going to land in a few minutes at Porto Bueno Airport. All passengers are kindly requested to go to their seats and fasten their seat belts. 124. Exterior. A car procession through the city. A procession of black cars, escorted by motorbikes, drive through the city under the indifferent stares of local passers-by. 125. Interior. Conference room. The following day, a woman, around 40 years of age, is delivering a political address to an assembly. The children, Mike and Eva, are sitting in the first row. President Cruz, a woman. As the president of a Latin American nation, it is my privilege to welcome the official representative of the Pizza Life Private Charity Foundation. I wish to say first that their presence here is a tribute to the efforts by our nation to set up a veritable policy for the protection of children. Behind the president, a huge portrait of her. President Cruz. With a welfare system allowing us to answer all their needs, in the first row, a man with an expressionless smile. Short, thin and with very small eyes, he is wearing a military uniform covered with medals. President Cruz. We are one of the rare countries in the world that have established special laws and courts, aiming at the protection of children's rights. On both sides of each of the numerous doors in the conference room, heavily armed policemen in black uniforms are watching the audience with suspicious eyes. President Cruz. I don't think it would be an overstatement to say that we are probably among the few nations that have fully implemented the United Nations Charter for the Protection of Children. The supporters, in their hundreds, look mesmerized by their leader. President Cruz. We have achieved all this in spite of the scarcity of resources and the international economic crisis. And I urge anew the international community and the Pizza Life Charity Foundation to support us in our fight for the welfare of children and against those who are not happy to see us at the helm of this nation. The president leaves the rostrum under the thunderous applause of her supporters. She goes to the children. President Cruz. I want to introduce you to my Minister of Defense. The man's eyes, his handshake, leave a feeling of uneasiness. 126. Interior. Hotel room. Night. Mike is putting some perfume on and looking at himself in the mirror. Mike. Are you sure you don't want to come down to the reception? Eva. Sitting, with a piece of paper before her. No. I prefer to stay here. Mike. Ironically. You re-inspired tonight? Eva darts at him a dark look as he leaves the room, whistling. 127. Interior. Hotel suite. Night. The children are together in a suite. Zentatsu. Do you believe what they say about saving the children? Sarah. Why would they lie? Zentatsu. Naive and credulous, typical of a president's daughter. 128. Interior. Hotel corridor. Night. Later. Seeing Mike coming in her direction, a little girl in rags hides in a dark corner in the corridor, and waits for him to disappear in the elevator. Once Mike gone, she continues her search, listening at different doors until she hears through one of them the children's laughter. 129. Interior. Hotel suite. Night. Mendy, suddenly listening intently, nods to his companions to keep chatting and walks noiselessly to the door, opens it abruptly and catches the unaware little girl still eavesdropping. He pulls her violently inside. Zentatsu. Someone is sending her to spy on us, for sure. The little girl. Struggling to get free. My name is Maya. I came to tell you that what you heard today was a pure lie. Children in this country have no right whatsoever. Papito. And why would they lie to us? Several journalists, some of them even from other countries, have confirmed the truth of the efforts made in your country to improve children's lives. Maya. They're just trying to impress you and world's public opinion. If you want to see the real truth, if you really are our friends, you have to come with me and see for yourselves how things are. Papito turns to his companions. Papito. She says we must go with her if we are to know the truth. Sarah. What if it was all a trap? Mendy. I like taking risks. 130. Interior. Corridor. Night. The children go out of the suite in single file. A stubborn Irma wants to go with them. Zentatsu. It's better to leave her behind. She will be in our way. Papito comes to take her back to the suite.